Bank of Canada building, the House of Commons, Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. If you're new, thanks for checking us out. Today is our little morning in Ottawa. We're going to go check out Capitol Hill, the Cathedral of Notre-Dame, that's here in Ottawa, probably the Bayside Market, and whatever else we find in downtown Ottawa. We're staying at the Holiday Inn downtown, and everything is within about a 40-minute walk of our hotel.
And we've been here last night, and we know we like it.
It's pretty. The downtown Ottawa is really pretty. So come along with us and check out downtown Ottawa. So one of the first buildings we're coming to is the National Library and Archives building. Library and Archives of Canada. It is really big. I think this is the library and then it's all connected. So we found the Supreme Court of Canada. It's under renovation as well. Probably not one of the prettiest buildings over here. Across the street, a really beautiful old church. It's the Presbyterian Church of St. Andrews. So the Supreme Court is this building over here, and it's like an ugly building. And this is the Justice Building, and it's much cooler looking. Probably an older building. I love all the green metal roofs. And it's a huge building too. They got one of those amphibious bus tour things. I guess it goes in the Ottawa River. This is the Bank of Canada building. And once again, there's another signboard explaining to you when it was built. It opened in 1935. All sorts of other information. It's really nice they have these signboards around town to give you some information. So this building here is the Bank of Canada Museum, actually. But we don't really have time. We just have 2 or 3 hours this morning to take a little walking tour of downtown Ottawa. But there is a ton of museums here in Ottawa. Most of the national museums are here, like the War Museum and things of that nature. So this is the Confederation building. I have no idea what it's for, but beautiful building. A little signboard here explaining all the projects and improvements they've been doing, like to the library, the Supreme Court, and to Parliament. And this is basically the pathway we've been taking right here. And then Notre-Dame is somewhere over here, and that's as far as we're gonna get. So we're gonna go over here, sort of walk by the Parliament buildings. Not sure if we can go in without taking a tour, but we'll find out. So now we're on Parliament Hill here. The House of Commons and the Senate building are both here. There's 2 or 3 different buildings here on Parliament Hill. I guess the House of Commons and the Senate buildings, and maybe another one. So the first building we come to is the House of Commons. And we'll see what the next building is here. I'm just sort of looking at Google Maps and having it tell me what buildings we're walking by. So that's the West Block building, or the House of Commons. That is the main Parliament building. And this one's just known as East Block. I think it's the Senate building as well. And then on the back side, there's a bunch of statues. It's a really pretty walk along the river as well. We might take that pathway back. And then there is guided tours. There's a booth over there, but we just don't have time to do one today. They always take at least an hour or 2, plus if you have to wait for a start time or a tour time.
But we're gonna go to the fire.
Chris wants to go see the Eternal Flame over here. So this is the Centennial Flame. It was constructed in 1967 to honor Canada's 100th anniversary of Confederation. So I actually just talked to the helpful lady here giving directions about tours and whatnot. So right now you can tour the West Block or the House of Commons. You can reserve your tickets online. They are free. or normally this is where the Senate meets in one of these two buildings, but right now, due to construction, they have it moved down over there where that gray building is, and you can also tour that building right now. We're not going to do a tour. They're fun, they're interesting, but
We're walking to see.
There's just no time. So we're just walking around looking at the outside, and it's a great day. It could be a little warmer. It's a little overcast today, but it's not bad. It's like 65 out, light jacket, pants.
Some people are in short pants. And
yeah, if you're from Canada, this is definitely summer weather. If you're from Vegas, this is the dead of winter. You think somebody got a new door on their building? But it's good. It's good they're refurbishing the old buildings. It just looks a little funny now with that brightly, freshly stained door on the east block here, which is normally the Senate building. Oh, that's a cool little statue we found. And then right across the street from there that's the War Memorial, and we're gonna go check that out next. So this is known as Rideau Canal. I'm not saying that right. Rideau, whatever. So one of the National Historic Sites, and you can see it's a lock system. That's really cool. I don't know, between the Ottawa River and Lake Erie, I believe, but I am not sure. Sure, if I bothered to read the sign, I would know. They do. So we're at the Canadian War Memorial. It looks like they're doing some sort of presentation right now. You could hear some music playing from across the street, but by the time we got here, it looks like they're done. So over here, there's helpful tour guides from the city. They have these little blue bags with question marks on them. You can ask them all sorts of questions. There's a free tour if you can see the guy over there with the flag. Those are always fun to take. I'm not taking one this time though. So we talked to Jeremy, he's one of the helpful guides here, and he said that this monument was originally dedicated in 1935, I believe he said, to World War I. But then about 6 months later, World War II started off, and well, to have a victory monument to end all wars seemed a little off. So they rededicated it to all the fighting soldiers that have fought on behalf of Canada and freedom. And as you can see, there's the different dates around it from a bunch of the different wars that Canada has participated in. I guess 50 to 53's the Korean War, 2001 to 14 was that Iraq, and 1939 to 1945, that would be World War II. It's a cool statue with the cavalry still. You can tell it's completely a World War I statue. And then up on top, we sort of walked around it, but there's two Greek goddesses, one representing justice, and what was the other one? Peace.
Peace and liberty.
And now we're going to keep making our way towards Notre-Dame Cathedral and ByWard Market, which is like a really famous market area. So we found another cool statue. This one's called Women Are Persons. Not exactly good English, but that's the name of the statue. I'm gonna guess it's for women's suffrage. Yeah, October 18th, 1929. Women are persons. So as you can see, there's One Wellington Place after the bus goes, and that's normally where you enter the Senate for the Senate building. But for now, the Senate is located across the street in this building while they do renovations. And as you can see, the tour group's waiting right now to go take their tour. All right, so we were walking down Rideau Street, and we turned to go towards ByWard Market. And that's where we're gonna sort of head now, down this way. Maybe figure out what this really cool castle looking building is here first. It's actually it's a really pretty sort of downtown walking area. Only a couple square blocks maybe. You can probably walk the whole thing in under two and a half, 3 hours. And that's including time for pictures or filming or just stop and read something. Do wish we had time to take one of the boat tours though, that would be cool. So this goes up to a park area.
Sussex.
Major's Hill Park is up that way. So this is ByWard Market, we believe. Sort of the outside. Yeah, here's more of it down this way. It's a really famous shopping area, farmer's market. It's all sorts of restaurants and shops, and we're just gonna walk around and explore here a bit. There's lots of outdoor vendors here and indoor shops. There's fishmongers and crafts and Indian food and everything you ever needed. Here's a belt maker, jewelry. Oh yeah, you can go through. There's even more. It's a really big market. All sorts of shopping fun. This little cafe reminds me a lot of like the cafes you see in Europe. Well, after a hard hour of walking, we had to stop for a snack. We got a little mini pizza and a fruit Danish and a coffee, $14 Canadian at this really cool little cafe here on ByWard Market, at ByWard Market. So I guess this little bakery we stopped out here, former President Barack Obama must have visited, because they have Obama cookies, and they have a little, it's not playing now, but they have a little video clip of him getting his cookies here. We're gonna move on back into ByWard Market. It is a lot bigger than I thought it was. We've only explored maybe not even a half or a quarter of it, I don't think. And we're gonna keep exploring. Well, according to the sign, that is the oldest bar in Ottawa, 1849. It's probably a fun night out there. Still more little shops around here, hot dogs and poutine. And we're walking towards the big Ottawa sign, because of course we need a picture of that. And we found the Ottawa sign. So we're gonna see if maybe we can actually get a picture of it here. What will we find? Embassy of the United States of America. Sort of an ugly building. It's like a new, more modern building. Not terrible, just not pretty.
Still part of the market.
And yeah, we're still walking by the ByWard Market here. It is large. It has to be a couple of city blocks, I would guess. Probably a really fun place to go in the night and hang out, get some drinks and walk around and explore and shop. And right now we're making our way
cakes there.
and eat cakes. That was a really good cake. Now we're going to Notre-Dame. They have a Notre-Dame Cathedral here in Ottawa. Well, we found Notre-Dame Cathedral here, and across the way is the National Gallery. Ooh, that's a weird looking sculpture of a spidery looking thing. So we're gonna go, but I'm not sure if you can go in or not. I think you can. We'll find out in a hot second. Well, a quick explanation of Notre-Dame Cathedral Basilica. It was originally built in 1839 with expansions in 1847 and 1879 with bell towers and spirals, added then stained glass windows, all sorts, all the good stuff that Catholic churches have. Well, normally you can go in, but they're having some celebration going on, some private event. So no entry today. Oh well. So really beautiful, beautiful church, huh? I don't know if you can tell, but the roof on this cathedral is actually silver, opposed to, like, it's a metal roof, but it didn't turn green, so it's not copper, it's made out of something else. Really gives the building a different look. I'm not sure what it's...
in the middle is gold.
It is, yeah, I see that. But you see how the roof, it's not like a normal roof that you see. It's not the stone that you see, or the green tin, or the green copper roof. It's
different. I never saw
a silver roof like that. Neither have I. I found a little bit of a garden here on Major Hills Park that's open. outside of the festival area. Hopefully going this way takes us down to the river and we can go check out the locks as we walk back towards the hotel. And we're late. Hopefully they don't mind that we're late for our checkout. So these are some of the locks. That's a historical attraction here. There's the Bytown Museum over there. So I think we're gonna go down this way. I think we're actually gonna end up walking down by some of these locks. All these people are waiting for the locks to open and close. So these are the famous locks. So as you can see, the water level is up high over there. So they're raising this boat up here, and that water level is rising. And then the boat will sail forward into this little pool, and this gate will close behind it. And then this water will raise, and then it will go into that pool when this water is equal to that water.
It's like Panama Canal.
It's like a miniature version of the Panama Canal. And this is old school, right? There's just a guy down there with a winch and a chain that opens and closes these doors, these locks. Well, I found a little signboard that explains the locks to you, and it actually connects Ottawa River to Lake Ontario. So I was wrong there, and it was completed in 1832 for military purposes. It's quite impressive. So it's another one of those free walking tours here. I really recommend them. If you only have a little bit of time in a city, the free walking tours that you can sign up for online, bunch of different companies, they're wonderful. You just tip your guides and they will take you to basically almost all the... We didn't take it because we didn't have time. And a lot of times they take, you know, 2 or 3 hours, and they're well worth it. If you go back, you can see we took some in Portugal. Yeah?
Yeah. We took everywhere.
Yeah.
We took one, I think, in Seattle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're really fun to do. So if you're not great at planning your own trips, just go to a city and find the free walking tour. If you just type in free walking tour and the name of the city, they'll come up on a Google search or any other search for that matter. We're sort of hoofing it back to the hotel so we can get there in time for checkout.
We missed the boat tour.
We did miss the boat tour. We should have allowed at least another day in Ottawa. But the crazy drive, we're hoping to have more of an afternoon here yesterday, but it was a terrible drive from Hamilton to here. Well, if you didn't know, Canada has its fair amount of people that believe anything that they've been told. And here's a wonderful protest. I love people and their right to protest. I mean, they're absolutely wrong, but that's fine. They have the right.
We have a lot of police on this side.
Yeah, they do. They're probably making sure the protest stays nice and calm. All right, so we had a nice little walk around downtown Ottawa. We're racing back to the room to check out. Thanks for following along our little downtown walk of Ottawa.
We like it.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. You should have more time than us to visit.
Absolutely. You need at least a full day, which we don't have because, well, always trying to do too much in a one-week trip. But we jammed it in. It was worth a quick stop even for only a couple hours this morning.
And last night.
And last night. A little bit last night we went around and walked around a bit. We're not sure exactly how these videos are going to come together. We think this one's probably going to end now, so we'll say goodbye for now. And we'll see you in the next video. And the next video will be from Quebec City. Bye guys. See you in the next one. Thanks for liking and subscribing and following along with us in our adventures.